There we go. Sorry about that. Forgot I had the studio monitors on.
Fun times.
Everybody awake?
Yes,
Yeah.
Lord.
This is what happens when you're in a hurry. I was warming up before the show and I forgot to turn off the studio monitors. Oopsie.
Hey.
It's the second time I've done that.
Welcome to Tone Wars Sunday night. I'm Carrie, and that is Jarrod and his tea.
Yep, my tea and my head up my ass. Had a
Wow,
spot
that
of
was
tea.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out and come back in.
What a way to enter a show, huh?
Yeah, you know how to make an entrance, sir.
Yes, I do. An unforgivable one.
We have had a cold, rainy day here in Michigan.
Yeah, it's been cold and rainy all day here, but I managed to barbecue some amazing ribs.
Yes,
so.
you did.
Dude, those ribs were off the chain.
Very good. And then we had
Yeah.
taters and squash and
Yep.
delicious.
Dude, that was good. That was a good meal. It was damn good. I'm going to adjust this fan here.
And
'cause
neither
I'm
one
hot.
of us are going to be freaking out and needing to leave. Hey,
Well,
leave it right there. I'm getting some.
I ain't getting any.
Oh, you weren't getting any?
No,
It's pointed at you.
not
Are
really.
you getting some?
Whatever.
You
It's
can-
fine. It's fine. Anyways.
I got the fleece on.
Oh. You came overdressed.
I did. I'm overdressed. But it's like in the 50s outside today,
Yeah.
so. Anyway, well, welcome to Tone Wars anyway. We're happy that you all have joined us.
Yes. Happy that you're here. And I got to say, like, I talked to Chris over at ToneX earlier this week about the update, and I've had a pretty busy week. That's why I wasn't releasing videos. I had a lot of stuff going on here, but I finally got a chance to sit down and, you know, download the beta version, and I was blown away. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, this completely changes everything with ToneX right now, because I thought they were going to release like a new pedal and have like all this stuff in it, because I didn't think they had the DSP in this. Yeah, it's a nice pedal, but it's kind of simple. You look at it and you're like, okay, well, it's going to do the capture thing and a noise gate, maybe some reverb, and you know, and have some presets and stuff, and it's going to be amazing. But I never expected it to have like tons of effects and stuff in it. I mean, I'm just like, what? So yeah, I'm really blown away at what they did with this. It was completely unexpected. So, and then when I was watching some of the videos, I was like, I wonder if this is just for the computer. I don't know if you can actually put this stuff in the pedal, because a lot of people play the ToneX stuff on their computers, you know. And I was like, I just don't see how this stuff's going to fit in the pedals. And sure enough, he's like, oh yeah, you can put it in the pedal. I'm like, can you adjust stuff in the pedal? He's like, yeah. I'm like, what? So you can literally, like, if you watch my video today, that was literally me, like, for the first time, just going, you got to be kidding me. You can actually adjust all this stuff. I didn't think that was possible. I thought at best it'd be possible to, like, build your preset and all your effects on the computer and then just drag and drop it in the pedal. And it's like, well, that's what it is. If you want to change it, you got to hook it up to the computer. And I was like, well, that would be cool, but I would prefer it to be the way it is now. And then I started digging in further, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. The the Rode mic receiver died. I guess the battery was dead. Yeah. Okay, sorry about that. I thought the board, I was like, what's going on with the board? So I rebooted. Oh my God. Yeah. Anyways, where was I? I was talking about the...
Do you want me to just say hi to some people while you do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, go ahead. I've completely
Ben Burnett, how are you, man?
sweating like a pig now.
Yeah. You know what? I need to put my glasses on. I was going to try to do it without them, but my peepers don't work anymore. Harley Man Productions. Hello, everyone. He says, I saw Dream Theater has a new song, Night Terror. How cool is that? I've not heard it yet, but maybe they covered your song. Did they cover your song? Did you hear it yet?
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah, Petrucci uses it as a warm-up. Yeah, to tune his guitar. Oh, yeah, okay, we're good.
Oh, boy, this looks like a kindergartner has touched my lenses.
Oh,
Look
nice.
at that.
Yeah, I'm
Do
like
you have
a
your cloth over
simpleton.
there?
Yeah. I'm like a simpleton player compared to him.
Dean Harkness, he
Here.
says, what's up, everyone? I'd like to give a shout out to Canada. We are finally getting a cold front.
Oh.
I'm about ready to sing the Canadian national anthem. Oh, Canada. Right.
Hell yeah, man. I know, Dean, you need it there, man, where you're at.
Yes.
Freaking hot as hell there.
Yeah. Dean, did you have any damage from hurricanes at all? I don't know. Let's see, Jeff Hirschberg, the Lions are steamrolling the crap out of the Cowboys right now. Very
Oh,
difficult
boy.
rooting for this organization. Good evening to all. Jarrod,
Hey.
I took a few minutes to check out the JEL Scary Captures. Impressive.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. I'll be playing them tonight. I'm doing the studio ones tonight for me, and it's just easier. You know, I don't have to use an IR or anything, and I think they sound great. So thank you.
Flux is here. Go Toad Wars.
Hey, what's up, Will?
Says, cool news about the ToneX. I never understood the idea of a capture device without effects. Glad they fixed that. Wish it could hook up to an amp in 4-cable method for... Hey, where's my stand? You were going to get me a phone stand this week.
Let me go grab it. Jeez.
Well, I didn't mean you had to do it right now.
Stand diva
Can you clean my
over here.
glasses?
Yeah.
Can you give me a
Yeah.
stand?
Can you get my chair? Can you get my table? Can you cook me dinner? Good Lord.
Oh, you love it.
Can you warm up? Can you set up the live stream and the thumbnail? Can you
Hey,
fix
it's your
everything?
house. Oh, something happened. I lost our...
Anywho.
Here we are. Flux. Anyway. So, yeah, wish it could hook up to an amp in 4-cable method for the hybrid rig.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting, huh? You know, I mean, I'm just glad. Honestly, I didn't see any of this coming. I really didn't. I was like, wait a minute. They're doing an update with, like, effects? Like, how are they going to fit all that in there, you know? And I was talking to Chris about it, and I was like, did you even know you had the DSP for that? He's like, honestly, I didn't even know we had the DSP for that. Our engineers were like working hard on making sure it all worked, and he's like, our DSP is stretched like a thong on a hippo at this point. I was like, I'm gonna use that. He goes, you can use that. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I mean, that is stretched freaking DSP, but hey, all the effects sound great. They really do. I mean, like I said, I have their pedals and the effects are amazing. So I'm happy. And the thing is not only did we get delay, we got 2 different delays, and we got, you can even have standard delay or ping pong. You have stereo delay in both the digital and the tape delay, which is awesome. The chorus is amazing. I heard some guys demoing the chorus on some clean channels, and I was like, that is lush. That sounds absolutely phenomenal. And the flangers, phasers sound amazing. I mean, it's all really good stuff. So I don't see why you wouldn't like it. I mean, this is, and for all the guys that are complaining about the Kemper upgrade fee, well, here you go. Here's your answer. You know, I mean, this is all free, and it's on a pedal that costs less than the Kemper player, and you got amazing effects with it. So I don't see how you can go wrong. And you also have enough money left over when you get the ToneX, where you can buy a ToneX 1 and use that how I am tonight for an overdrive pedal. because you can capture your overdrives.
Zoinks.
And now you can put like 30 overdrives in there and just cycle through which one works best with each capture. I mean, how can you lose? It's freaking amazing.
Tom F is here. He says he's saying hello, but he has company over, so he's ninja watching.
Ah,
I
what's
love
up,
that.
Tom?
Don't get caught.
Yeah, we gonna tail on you.
He's being sneaky.
He's being super sneaky.
Snakebite is here.
What's up, Snakebite?
Vince Salutari is here.
Hey, Vince, what's happening?
Let's see.
Powerful little pedal, man. Really is.
Steve Shaheen.
Powerful little pedal, man. Really is.
Steve Shaheen. He's
Shaheen.
enjoying my bright bluish purple cup.
What's up, Steve?
Let's see. Flux is like, Tone Wars, the silent movie.
Yeah, that was... Well, it was weird because I was looking at the meter and there was nothing. And I was like, what's going on? I thought it was the board because I had to reset the board once today because it was acting goofy for a second there, and I just rebooted it. And I'm like, well, here we go again. But it was the receiver for the mics that went dead. Mike
Nash is here.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
He says, hi, I said my piece about this update in his other video about it earlier.
Oh, nice.
We'll have to go look up.
I'll have to go look it up.
Guitarologist says, I have 4 amp models, 2 amps, and a 2x12, every tone I ever need. I'm about to buy the ToneX pedal, but I'm stopping myself. Why do I need this?
It's not about whether you need it or not. It's about whether you want it or not. And I think the ToneX is fun. I really do. Like, it's really simple and lightweight. I mean, if you're really on the fence, get the ToneX 1. You can do all the same stuff on it, except you can't have as many presets, but at least you got 2 presets you can toggle back and forth with on the ToneX 1. It sounds great. And it's less than $200. I don't remember what the price was, but it's less than $200. And if you want to upgrade to the main ToneX pedal, the ToneX 1 is not useless to you. Keep it and use it as an overdrive pedal for all your captures in your main pedal. So can't go wrong, man.
There you go. Dean says, no, we're west of all of that, but they do keep pushing Gulf humidity up here.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure, man.
Vince Salutari says, I picked up the Mr. Scary JEL ToneX pack today. It sounds absolutely killer.
Oh, thanks, man. Really appreciate that. I'm glad you like them. Yeah, I'm playing them tonight, and yeah, I was really happy with how they came out. So, which ones are you playing? Are you playing the DIs, or are you playing the ones that already have the cab in them? I'm just curious what people like.
Vince, I already read that. My bad. Clyde Williams, I absolutely love all of your captures. You have such a great ear for tone.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate that. I work hard on making sure these sound good, and like I've owned these amps for years, and I compare them to each other, and I dial them in as good as I can so they all stand out and have their best, tones and stuff. And I won't take an amp that I just had for a day or two and do captures with it. I'll do it, I'll have it for a while before I do that. So I get past the honeymoon phase and then the whole well, that was a little bright or that was a little dark or whatever, and then I figure it out. Because good example is the Red 7 Leviathan. I had it too dark for a while until my buddy Steve Shaheen, who's in the chat, came over. And I was like, this amp sounds great. I wish it was a little brighter. He reached behind there and turned the presence knob up to 3 o'clock. He's like, how's that? And I'm like, well, there it is. Because in your mind, you're like, why would you turn the presence knob up that high? But there's amps that call for it, and the EVH Stealth is another one. So thank God, Steve. So thanks, Steve Shaheen, for that. Because he just kind of reached behind there, and he just, there you go. Like, here's your sign,
That's hilarious. Here's your sign.
I feel dumb, and I'm grateful. Thank you.
That's funny. Let's see. Damon Stewart, he says, hey guys, can you do the EVH Stealth with the Mr. Scary mod, pretty please?
That would probably, that amp is so nasty. I think if I put the Mr. Scary mod in there, it would probably start my house on fire. It would be crazy. I really that amp has
turned off.
Yeah, I'll have to evacuate the area. As soon as I hit the switch, it'll be like, okay, we can have a nuclear meltdown. That amp honestly doesn't need it. It just, because it basically adds another 2 gain stages and some fullness and whatever. But honestly, the blue channel and the red channel on the Stealth 100 are money. I have the gain probably around 3 o'clock or cranked on the blue channel, but I usually play the red. And when I got the red channel on, I mean, I don't put the gain past like noon on that. I mean, it's just insanity. So I don't know. It might be a fun experiment, but I'd have to get a hazmat suit first.
Steve Arton says modded stealth sounds like overkill on top of overkill. Not saying that's not a good thing.
Yeah, it would be a lot. It would seriously, it would be like almost like putting 10 metal zones into each other and turning them all on and then boosting it, you know, like really?
Vox Pathfinder has joined us.
Hey, what's up, man?
Steve Arton, now you can get a ToneX one for a lot less than just the KEMPER player software update.
Yeah, yeah, and it'll do a lot, man. I mean, I'm still shocked that they actually did this. Seriously, I thought they were going to release like a new mothership ToneX pedal. And they might still do that with like all their stuff, but I mean, hell, I can easily do a gig with this right now and be fine, you know.
Christopher Story says purchased. Man, I have almost all of your stuff now.
Oh, wow, thank you.
He says you should have gotten me the Monomyth, man, but you sent the amp back.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm supposed to get another one from Shay. In fact, I got to talk to him this week again. It's hard to get a hold of him sometimes because he's so busy. But I'm going to talk to him again and see if I can get him to send me, because he's got a Mark II that he's releasing. So, yeah. So I want to capture that. It's a nice pick, right?
Yeah, it looks like jade.
Yep, that's what it is. It's
Yeah.
actually a jade pick.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the jade.
It looks like
Yeah, I'm
jade.
playing my new Rombo picks tonight, and I just got them in the mail the other day. These are awesome, man. I love these picks.
Fox Pathfinder says, did you guys see the Aurora Borealis in Michigan? Yes, we did.
Yep.
It was the neatest thing. And, you know, we could barely see it with our naked eye. Like, I would go out and you could kind of see a little green hue or like a raspberry purple hue. But then when you snapped a picture, it
was
just
crazy.
came to life.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yep.
we did see it. And I saw all of the pictures on Facebook.
It was like my kid's first day of school
Right.
all over again, except for with that.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of people the next day were like, "Oh my God, if I see another one of those
Oh,
pictures."
remind me
But it's
after
cool,
the
though.
show to show you Jen's time lapse picture
Oh, yeah, I
that
wanna
she
see
set up.
that.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
The movement. I thought they I knew they moved, but I thought it was kind of like the same thing on repeat. But it literally goes from like purple to pink to red to yellow,
Wow.
green, purple. It's the
So she filmed it for hours, right?
hours, and then she sped it up, you know.
That's
but
cool. I'll check that out for
super
sure.
cool. Guitarologist says can't see it in the South Florida. Oh, yeah, the
Oh.
Aurora Borealis probably not.
Yeah.
But I do know that they were seeing it like Tennessee area,
Oh,
like
really?
it was able to
Wow.
be seen for, yeah.
That's cool though.
Flux says, I like that ToneX users can now take just the one pedal to a show if they want to, or even run your favorite boost in front. Sounds like home run to me.
Yeah, it totally, and it's like the word I used in today's video that
That you also include your cabinet captures.
oh, thank you. Yeah, it's back up again.
Dean Harkness says, I don't think that amp is compatible with the mod, if I remember correctly.
As long as it's got a cath follower, it could work. But again, I don't know about putting a that mod in the Stealth. That would just be, you know, it's like putting a turbo on a freaking rocket ship. Like, really? Do you really need that?
Let's see. Guitarologist, do you have all those amp heads hooked up to play if you want with the switcher?
Yes. Yep. Because of the KHE switcher, I can turn any one of these on right now and play through it. Yep. That's why I like about the switcher. I mean, it was, man, you should see the wiring behind me. It is, it is something else. I spent a lot of money on the wiring and all that for this, and it is, yeah. But it saves me a lot of time, because at any time, because I used to have to come down here, grab an amp, hook it all up, double check it all, blah blah blah. Now I just turn something on and go. And with my Stream Deck, I can turn on any amp and cab at any given time, and not only does it turn that on, but it puts the picture up on the screen for you as well. So that was weeks of work.
Flux says, Jarrod, can you definitely capture the soul of an amp in his captures? Try it. Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry, that was not a question. Jarrod can definitely capture the soul of an amp in his captures.
Oh, well, thank
Try
you.
his Purple Nightmare or Metza Barba Trinity captures, and you'll feel like you own the amp.
Well, thank you.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I appreciate that, and I really do. There's some stuff that I do here that a lot of guys don't do, that helps with that, and it's not fake. It's all real stuff, but there's just a way I do it that I can't share publicly. But even Michael Romeo, when he bought my capture pack for his quad Cortex, he was like, dude, how are you getting your DIs to sound like that? He's like, I've done my own captures and I can't get them to do that. Mine sound really thin and shrill compared to yours, and I told him how I did it. He's like, oh my God. He's like, oh, that's awesome, dude. And I'm like, you can do it. He goes, no, I'll just use yours. They sound perfect. I'm like, thank you. So,
Steve Arton, is there an effect or two that you would actually use that you would like to see in a future ToneX update or new mothership pedal?
I would like to have an overdrive slot so I can put a capture of an overdrive in there. And I think that would be awesome. I also would like them to put the freak out pedal in there. I think that would be a really fun pedal to put in there. Other than that, nothing comes to mind, to be honest with you. Nothing comes to mind. I think it's got pretty much like the choruses and the delays and oh well, speaking of delay, I think delay with some modulation on the repeats would be cool too. I really like that. So, but just stuff like that. But it's stuff that's like not even icing on the cake. It's sprinkles on the icing on the cake. That would be cool, you know. But I'm okay
Cherry
with
on top.
yeah, I'm okay without the sprinkles. You know, I'm a man. I can deal with it.
Okay.
We never talk about sprinkles.
I'm not a sprinkles person.
Yeah, can I get that cupcake with some sprinkles on it? And a soy latte?
I think the sprinkles are annoying because I like the texture of the ice cream or the frosting or
Yeah.
whatever, and then you get these hard pellets
Yeah.
that you're like.
Yeah.
And I
It's just
wanna-
sugar. It's just
yeah.
hardened sugar. It's gross. But
Flux
anyways.
says, I'm excited about Neural's latest news post about the Nano that it will receive major feature expansions and performance enhancements. Ooh. Sounds like it's getting a boost block in a future update.
Yeah, that would be
Some
nice.
performance enhancements.
Performance enhancements. Some steroids. Yeah, that would be nice. That would fix one of the biggest issues that people have griped about that unit. And I don't blame them. But I get it. When you launch something, sometimes not everything's going to be perfect. But they do that. They lurk in the boards and they, you know, in the message boards and stuff, and they learn what people really wanted, and they go, okay, all right, well, they're taking notes. They'll do it. And that unit's going to be amazing. And I already think it is a great unit. It really is. And I'll be getting one soon from Sweetwater, hopefully this week, and I'll do my own little demo of it as well.
Gene says, yeah, when we first met you guys, the KHE was on the way.
That's right. Yeah, that was some serious work wiring up this room. I'm not kidding you, man. Oh my God, that was some serious work.
Steve Martin said, Tone Wars is about sparkles, not sprinkles.
That's right. Sparkles! Oh, from that one video I did. I remember that now.
That's funny. Well, you want to play something?
Yeah, let me start out with some kind of basic bitch mix here. Something easy to play so I can get that out of my nerves here, and then I can move on to some more challenging stuff. Let me make sure. All right, give me 1 second here, guys. then. There's 3 for you. Not too shabby. Dude, I'm blown away at the effects. I really am. I got a little chorus going on for the wet, I don't know what you want to call it, the wet crunch or whatever you call it. You can't hear this, but I'll play it through because the speakers are off, but I'll play it through gosh. Can I
Your ear okay?
get this on? There. Sheesh.
Your ears are finally revolting.
Exactly. I was trying to get the rope over my ear. So this is the dry one. And then this is the one with some chorus and delay. And then of course the one with delay for the leads. Now the one thing I would like to see them do, and this is me not being ungrateful, I love this. I'm very grateful for this, but it'd be really cool if they could do, the cherry on top would be spillover.
There you go.
So when I switch from a wet patch to a dry one, you still got the repeats kind of spilling over. That would be badass, but that takes a lot of DSP, so I don't know if it's capable of that, but that would be pretty cool.
Let's see. Guitar Artist, love that cork Revv. I think he's thinking this is the cork.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a Western, what is it, bronze?
Western, is it bronze or copper?
Copper, yeah. It's a Western copper front on there.
Yeah. I can see why it would look like
yeah,
cork,
on the camera it probably looks like cork.
Yeah.
Yep, Western
bronze. It kind of has a Western paisley
that is
pattern to it, but
badass amp.
It is, yep.
50 watts of freaking amazingness. You will not find a more feature-packed and better sounding amp pound for pound for the same dollar amount. You just won't. I dare you. It's just amazing.
Steve Shaheen says, you got to keep that ToneX one now for your overdrive capture.
Yeah, we'll work something out.
Guitarologist, nice tone, man.
Thank you.
Flux says it takes so many cables to hook up a KHE switcher. Just the speaker cables alone, you need 2 per amp and 1 per cabinet.
Exactly.
If you've got 10 amps, that's a lot of speaker cables. I'm buying all PICOG.
I got 16 hooked up. 16 amps hooked up. So you imagine the spaghetti that's behind here?
So much
It is, oh, in fact, Guns N' Roses wrote the spaghetti incident about this. It is so, it's insane. I mean, it's organized spaghetti, but it's spaghetti.
Paul Smith joined us.
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Joe Stop, growls and snarls.
Growls and snarls, baby.
Steve Arton says growls and snarls to go with the sag and squish. Nice.
Hell yeah, man. That's how we roll around here.
Joe says you got to get some squish in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the feel is really good. And one thing I'll say about the ToneX captures is always add just a touch of gain to them on the pedal. I feel like they do a great job on the captures, but I always, because I'm here doing them, and I'm always like, a little more gain on the pedal. So if it's at 5, put it up to 6 or 5.5, and that matches the amp. But so that's what I do. I just nudge the gain up just a hair, like 0.5, and it's perfect.
This was while we were joking with each other while you were playing. Steve says, all the best comments while the mics are off. I see how it is. Guitarologist says he's talking right now with his fingers. And he likes what he's saying. Yep, and then there's the smell-o-vision part, my favorite part.
Smell-o-vision, yeah. We're pretty much just ragging on each other when the mics are off. Yeah. She's usually making fun of me or I'm making fun of her. So that's how we roll around here.
See, he is a gentleman. He makes fun of me when the mics are off.
Yep. and she makes fun of me when the mics are on. Right. So.
Aw.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I got a security blanket.
You like it, though.
Oh, I absolutely tell you that I do.
I absolutely tell you.
I got you fooled.
Okay, I'll be nice.
I figure one of these days, with all the amazing barbecue you have over here, you'd probably catch on to be, maybe I should be nice to him.
I am so nice. I am really nice.
Yeah, you're really nice.
Save the Canadian Beaver says, oh yeah, 100% rocking, playing my air guitar and following you.
Oh, cool, man. Thank you.
Guitarologist, this is from the ToneX pedal?
Yeah.
GTFO.
Yeah. This is the ToneX pedal, dude. All the effects and everything. There's no effects unit hooked up to this at all. I wish I almost had a secondary camera hooked up to the pedal board tonight, but I didn't have time. But yeah, all I see is a ToneX pedal and the ToneX One next to it, and the only other thing I have is my wah. That's it. And that's what you're hearing tonight. The effects are amazing. They sound really freaking good.
Steve Arton says Jarrod is the arpeggiator.
The arpeggiator.
He says, borderline stupid that a $179 pedal can sound like that with the right capture.
Isn't that insane? You put the right, and that's the thing with these digital platforms is, you know, especially the ones that do captures. I mean, I've heard people say, well, I tried it and I didn't like it. I'm like, what capture did you play? Because they're only as good as the captures that are in them. So if you play a crappy capture, it's going to sound like crap. If you play an amazing capture, it's going to sound amazing. That's really what it comes down to. And I've actually had people reach out to me on the channel and be like, hey, I'm about to buy the ToneX, and I'm just curious as to how good it is. And I'm like, hit me up. I'll send you a few captures to get you started. And because I know, and I'm not patting myself on the back, but I know what goes into mine, and I know they're good. So I'll send them out to them and be like, here you go, you know, try these out and see if you like them. So
Mike Nash says, I've seen rigs on Facebook where guys have two ToneX ones labeled OD and the other amp.
yeah, it's such an inexpensive pedal. Like, I think everybody should have a ToneX One just for the overdrives alone is amazing, because you can have any overdrive in it, and it really does mimic the overdrives. Like, when I was picking the right overdrive for this capture tonight, or this morning when I did my video, I have two captures of overdrives in here. One's the Odd Box and one's the Mud Killer, and there's a big difference between the way they interact with the capture. And I went with the Mud Killer capture because it sounded better with the amp than the Odd Box. Odd Box filled it up too much, and I didn't need all that. So it really does make a difference. They do capture the pedals perfectly.
Dean Harkness says, I had a, excuse me, I had a POS little 20 watt PV solid state when I was a kid. And Joe says, didn't we all?
Yeah, I had a Bandit 65. That was my first legit amp. Bandit 65, baby.
Vox Pathfinder says, I thought everyone had a 15 watt Gorilla amp as a kid.
I had one of those too.
Jeff A says, I had a 2 watt tin can based amp that was hand powered, serious tone.
Hell
Steve
yeah.
Arton, wet crunch with squish and sag, so metal.
Hell yeah, man.
Joe had a battery powered Marshall.
Wow. Battery powered Marshall. Who knew? I had a pig nose too. I had one of those pig noses you could stick on your belt and just play it. And I had one of those, and I thought I was cool because I had one of those too. That was fun for about an hour.
Guitarologist, what makes a good capture as far as the process? Like, why would a capture be bad?
Oh, that actually is a great question. So let me turn this fan off here for a second. So what goes into making captures, it's a lot more than what people see. A lot of people think it's just, well, you just kind of turn on the capture device and then just capture it. No, there's a lot that goes into it. Number one, like if I'm doing studio captures, okay, it's all about the mics that you use, the board that you mix them on, and the placement of those mics, and making sure that they're in phase and that you mix them properly. Like I have the Royer 121 and the SM57 on the, the cab that's behind me that I did this capture with that you're listening to, but they're not the same exact volume. So I have the 57 like up here volume wise, and I feather in the Royer and bring in that fullness and those low mids and everything, and I kind of blend them in such a way where I got that nice bite that the 57 gives you, but that fullness that the Royer gives you, and then the low mids. And when you get the sweet spot, not only with the placement, but on the levels, that's what really creates that capture. And you capture the essence of the cab, and you get the full spectrum of sound. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the full spectrum of sound of that cab. So if I was standing in the room and I'm listening to it, that's what I hear, and those mics together really capture that quite well. Some guys will just use single mics. Now that's fine, but you're not capturing the full essence of the cab. You're just not. Because picture a room and you have one window this big looking into that room. Are you going to see everything? No, you're not. But if you have two windows and one's really big like the Royer is, you're going to see a lot more. So that's how I look at microphones. So the more mics you have and the better placement that you have, then same thing with windows. The more windows you have and the better they're placed, you're going to see more of the room. So it's the same thing with microphones. And not only that, but dialing in the amp properly so that the gear that you're capturing it with can hear it the way it needs to. You don't take for granted that it's doing it perfectly. So you'll adjust a few things, but for the most part, it'll capture it very well. And then with the, I'll say this without giving away my secret, but the main thing is when you're capturing DIs is don't just capture the preamp section. That's what 90% of the guys do, and that's why a lot of DI captures sound thin. And they just sound kind of thin and small and shrill. It's because there's no power section in that capture. I capture the entire amp. That way you get that fullness as well. So when you hook up, my DIs to an IR or like a solid state power amp or whatever, you're going to be like, wow, why is this so big sounding? Well, it's because I captured the entire amp, and it won't hurt to have that entire amp captured and then also played through a solid state power amp, because solid state power amps are kind of thin and anemic sounding anyways. So when you add my power section that I captured on top of that, it makes it sound fuller and better. So yeah, that's basically what goes into it in a nutshell. I hope that kind of explains it right and helps you out.
Flux says, I really like how portable tonight's rig is, and it sounds killer. You cut through the mix perfectly.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a totally portable rig, man. I mean, it's taken up like, I don't know, well, with my little pedal board that I got from Gear by Seba, which I'm doing a video on this week, it's like 2 feet on the floor, and it's too big for this pedal board. I don't even need all that. I mean, I just need probably like, I don't know, what do you think? Like a foot? Mm-hmm. A foot width, and I'm done,
Joe says, don't let stupid people capture.
Yeah.
Tom F.
Yeah,
still got
helps.
an old Fender Rad 10. It still kind of works.
Hell yeah, man. If it still works, keep using it.
Flex says, my first amp was a PV Backstage Plus. There weren't many affordable choices in the 80s for beginners. Today's beginners can start with a 199 modeler.
I know. Yeah, the Backstage Pluses were great, and so was didn't they have a Backstage Chorus or something? I played through one of those. But the Backstages were actually pretty cool amps, man. They were the jam back then. A lot of guys played through those.
Dean Harkness says crate amps were big also. They were from St. Louis and went out of business a few years ago.
Yeah, man. Crate. A lot of guys played crates. PVs and crates were everywhere when I was a kid. And then you saw the occasional Marshalls, but it was usually PVs and crates is what we saw.
All right. You want to play something else for us?
Yeah, let me do one more for you here. Hang on one second. There we go. Nice little squeak on the end there. See, she's ragging on me again. All my little squeaks.
Not grateful, right, Dean?
Yep.
That was grateful. You got it.
You got it. Got it right.
Let's see. Joe Stop says crate 15 was my first.
Oh, wow.
Vox Pathfinder says, I heard a rumor that the PV Backstage 35 watt was the actual amplifier that was being used during those Monster of Rock tours.
That's possible.
Flux, back in the early 90s, you needed to have a small crate bass amp around to throw at intruders if someone broke into your apartment. You knew the amp would still work after crushing their skull.
Those were durable little amps, weren't they?
Vox says, doesn't crate make a vintage series of amplifiers? That's really cool.
I don't know. I'm not a big Vox player, so I'm not really sure what
Crate player.
they make. Oh, crate? Oh, not
Dean
sure.
Harkness says it was my second amp after my mom saw I was going to stick with it. It was a 112 combo. We ate the Pizza Hut buffet, went to see Jurassic Park, then went to get the amp. I'll always remember that Saturday.
That sounds like a good Saturday, man. That sounds like an awesome...
Not anymore. I can't get this one to go to the movies at all.
Yeah, not much for... Not much for the theater.
He's a wait for it to come out and watch it at home guy.
Hey, you know, I have a better theater in my house. You know, the food's better and cheaper, and if I need to pause the movie for any reason, I can do that.
It's called pee-pee.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a theater guy anymore. It's got to be something amazing. Like when Top Gun Maverick came out, we saw that in California. So we were kind of at my brother's house. So
Joe Stop loves your majesty.
thank you.
Dean Harkness says, yep, it only took 3 years. Guitarologist, nice purple.
Thank you.
Jim's,
Oh, I love this thing, man. This thing is beautiful.
It is beautiful. Did you like purple before I came into your life?
Yes.
Or, okay. I wasn't sure if that was your favorite color.
Yep.
Because it's my favorite color.
Well, I like it because it's a nice color, obviously, but it's a blend of two colors.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can't pick one, then pick both of them, and then there you go. You know, so that's why I like it too. It's the blend of two really good colors. So
There you go. Jim Simmons says, Jarrod, wait, where'd it go? Oh, he retracted it. I almost read it.
You almost read it.
Dean says, I went to see Beetlejuice and Twisters, but that's it since Maverick. I wanted to see Beetlejuice and then I wanted to see, what was the other one? It was that documentary type one. You wanted to see it, and then I was like, oh, that's
yeah,
actually cool.
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, we wanted to see that too. I can't even remember.
I know it. Is it okay to say it or no?
We probably shouldn't on the
Okay.
yeah, but yeah. But yeah, I wanted to see that really bad. But it'll come out. We can watch it, you know. I want to see it.
Jim Simmons says, Jarrod, here he put it back. I got a great high gain tone with the Behringer GD121 analog modeling pedal in the effects loop of my old Fender Mustang floor. No overdrive pedal needed.
Wow, man. Some guys come up with some crazy stuff and it sounds amazing. You know, like the guy from, what's his name? Ty something from, what was the name of that band? We opened for them once. Music Over My Head, Black Flag, the name of the songs. Doug Pinnick's the singer. I can remember everything about them but their freaking name. But I'm sure somebody in here is going to put the name in here. But he had this amazing tone, but no one sounded like him back then. And I can't remember what he played. I think it was an orange amp and some other weird... I can't remember what it was, but he had a kind of a weird setup, but he sounded like him, and everybody thought he sounded amazing. So, but is Ty Tabor, is that his name?
King's X.
King's X, thank you. Yep, King's X. Yeah, they were very unique, man. Very unique band.
Pretty unique. We're all caught up with the comments.
All right, let me do some purple guitar stuff.
I love having this, by the way.
Good.
Yeah, it's a lot more comfortable.
So it's worth me walking all the way over there.
Because usually I'm like,
yeah, I know.
That's got to be lovely for people to tune in and like.
Who's the dead chick? No, I bought that when I was out in Iowa.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gosh, we've had it for that long.
Yeah, we've had it for that long. And you walk by it
Sheesh.
like every time you come down here.
I don't look at anything anymore.
You gotta start looking at stuff.
Piles of
That's why I keep gear.
crap.
I don't sell anything anymore because there's that one day where I'm like,
You definitely need an outbuilding.
yeah, I do.
You gotta put some of this crap
Yeah,
somewhere else.
I know. I gotta get rid of those boxes over there too. I got like 5 boxes over there I gotta put in the garage. Yeah. All right, let me do a purple guitar song. 1 second.
And we're back.
Dude, this sounds awesome, man. I'm seriously blown away. I only played this long enough today just to do that video I did this morning.
Yeah.
And you're like literally watching me just kind of, you know, play this tonight for really the first time, like really digging into it. This is insane. I mean, it sounds amazing. I love the effects. I just love that part where I'm going like, you know, obviously you can't hear this, but the, yep, how'd that go? Just sounded awesome with the mix. I mean, that that delay and that little bit of chorus in there, it just filled it up just perfectly. I just love how it sounds when I play that part. So yeah, I'm telling you guys, if you're on the fence on whether or not you should buy the ToneX, or if you're kind of like, I don't know if I should get this Kemper because, you know, you don't want to pay for the upgrade and all that. I get both sides of that argument, by the way. I totally do. But if you'd rather save the money and just get this, I mean, you can just get this. You know, I mean, I think it's a good option for a lot of people, you know.
Guitarologist says, holy crap, I have a 70th anniversary Fender coming next week. What, another $400 for a ToneX? I keep justifying my
Yeah, you got to keep justifying it, man. You got to have all the options, you know. FOMO, it's real.
Tony Krozik says, cheers, guys. Late to the stream, but he's here.
What's up, Tony? Good
Hey,
seeing
Tony.
you, man.
Mike Nash, Judas Priest Locked In is a good rhythm riff with chorus in it.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can remember that one.
Mike also said Alex Lifeson is another guy I know that uses a ton of chorus.
Who is?
Alex Lifeson.
Oh, yeah. Alex Lifeson is the chorus king. Yeah, let me see if I can remember that riff. Bear with me 1 second. Let me mute
so hot.
Is it?
It's probably just my...
Wow, I actually remembered it.
Nice.
That was my favorite song on Turbo. When that song came on, I was like, wait a minute, what is this? I mean, I was always a huge Priest fan, but that's one of my top probably 5 songs by them. It's just got a great energy to it. I love that song so much. That Turbo album got some hate, but I liked it. I think there was some great stuff on there. Turbo Lover was awesome. Of course, Locked In. I'm trying to remember some of the other songs, but they had some good stuff on there. Really good stuff. I learned a lot off of that album, actually.
Flux says, I'm damned impressed with the ToneX with effects. Definitely going to try it at NAMM this year. Tried it in 22 and liked it, but no effects back then.
Yeah, that's why I said in my video it's a game changer having the effects put in, because for anyone like yourself that was on the fence with like, well, now I got to get this other stuff, and I get it. I totally understand people's, you know, kind of being hesitant. But now it's like, but what if we did this? And then you're like, oh, shit. Why did you have to? It's almost like, well, I can't afford the Ferrari. And then the guy comes out and he's like, we just approved you. And you're like, damn it. I got to buy it now. You know, so it's nice. How do you say no to it now? And it's so affordable, you know? So I just like the fact that you can make your own captures, put them in here, put the effects in here. They're so easy to dial in on the computer too. And then that's how I would do it. I would dial everything on the computer and then fine tune it on the pedal, because that's what I did today. I just kind of put them all in there, and then I sat here in the chair and I just fired up my monitors and played a mix, and I'm like, okay, is this enough delay? Is this enough, you know, whatever? And I just sat here for like 15 minutes and dialed everything in, and then I shot my video, and I was like, dude, this was easy, like really easy.
Guitarologist, thanks for joining us tonight. He said he's got a jet.
Thanks, man. Good hanging with you, man. I appreciate the comments and everything too. Thank you.
Folks are good peeps. Thanks for the show.
Thank you. Our pleasure, man.
Dean Harkness says, game changer. I'm still mad about that, Jarrod.
I know. that phrase is thrown around so much to the point where it has no meaning anymore, and it drives me nuts, because there are times when it really does, it's appropriate, and this is one of them. And I feel like a douche like saying it in my video, like game changer, but it's like, well, it kind of is, you know. It's like the boy who cried wolf. After a while, a wolf really does show up, and you say wolf, and everyone believes you.
Mike Nash says people were too busy bitching about the keyboards on Turbo, but I love that record too.
Yeah, same here. Like, you know, because the 80s, you know, me and all my buddies, everyone's like, dude, they got keyboards. I'm like, so does Dio, so does Ozzy. Like, hello. Whoa. Yeah, what do you got to say about that?
Dean says, Turbo Lover is a banger. I don't care what anyone says.
Hell yeah, it is. I love Turbo Lover. It's a great song.
Have to play it for me later.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they. I can't play the song, but
No,
I can
I
play.
mean-
Yeah, I don't know that one. But they had some great stuff. But the thing is after some heads are gonna roll, and living after midnight, breaking the law, and of course free will burning.
No,
Bloodstone.
Where you store all this
It's
information
up there. And then you got another thing coming. Like after all that, and then they do like Turbo Lover. I can see why some people are like, "What's this?" But I was like, "Cool, something new. Thanks for trying something new." So I was happy about it.
Joe stops like, exactly. Tony says that's Goosebumps, Jarrod. Sounded awesome. Killer Priest album.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Darryl McMillan says Jarrod talking about game changers is a game changer.
That kind of is, isn't it? Can you believe this guy? He's ragging on Game Changer, and here he is, Game Changer. But it's true. I really think this is a total game changer. I mean, I've been talking to the guys at IK Multimedia for well over almost 2 years now, and they never mentioned any of this stuff to me. I was just, because I remember talking to one of them, I was like, yeah, I think, eventually you guys will probably come out with like a mothership pedal board where you got, because I know about all their effects and all their effects pedals. They got amazing effects. And I'm like, I bet you're going to put all that under one hood. And he was like, well, yeah. I mean, and he was really kind of, guarded about it. And he was like, yeah, we got stuff in the works here and there, but I can't really say anything. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. And then, so I expected that to be the thing. But then they shoved it all in here. And I'm like, holy crap, this is like a Harry Potter tent of effects now, like, geez, it's
Flex
insane.
Says his band plays Steeler. He loves that song.
Oh, yeah.
Dean Harkness, yeah, IK is in it to win it.
They are. And see, that's what's cool. I had a guy comment on my Kemper drama video, I think it was today, and he's like, I'm unsubbing because you're sticking up for people that are greedy and stuff. And I'm just like, bro, it's not that I'm sticking up for Kemper doing that. It's just everyone has a right to charge whatever they want for the stuff that they're going to, sell. But the market always corrects itself. That's what's so nice about having a free market like we do here in the States, is that capitalism's actually a good thing because, yeah, somebody can come out and try to charge people a whole bunch of money for something, but then there'll be somebody else with a similar product that sees a hole in the market and they're like, hey, we can do it for this if you guys want, and we'll give you a better value. And people all run to that because they're like, well, shit, this is amazing too, and it's got all this stuff. And what does that do? It makes this other person think twice about doing that next time, but it also makes them kind of go, well, I guess we got to lower our price or we're just going to be standing here not selling to anybody. And the market corrects itself eventually, So that's what I'm all about. Like, hey, I get why Kemper was doing it. They could have released another pedal and charged $1,000 for it that had, a pedal that had all those effects and all those upgrades in it, and like the Player Plus or whatever. And they could have done that and charged more, or they could have just released the pedal and said, well, if you want it with these features, it's this much. If you want it with these features, it's this much. And I don't see anything super wrong with that. It is what it is. Now, frankly, I think the price that they charge for those upgrades is a little steep, but it's going to be hard for them to lower it now because everyone that paid the price is going to be like, hey, you owe me some money, or whatever. But we'll see what happens with that. But that's what free markets are all about. And then ToneX is smart because they came out with this, and it really created a situation with the ToneX where it's so close to the no-brainer mark right now for so many people, and honestly, it is at the no-brainer mark for a lot of people as well. So I think it's smart.
Joe says he can't wait till November 26th for the reissue of Rockarola.
Ooh, that'll be interesting.
Flux says Larry Joe Campbell does a comedy routine about how Turbo Lover sounds like he's saying, I'm your terrible lover.
There's so many lyrics in songs, so you've probably seen those videos where they put the lyrics on the screen, and because you read them, it actually sounds like that, and you're like, oh my god, that's what it sounds like. But then they'll change it to something else, and you're like, wait, now it sounds like that, So it's crazy.
Jim Simmons says, Jarrod, ask IK Multimedia if they can put an overdrive block in the ToneX.
I will talk to Chris about that. You know, because this is still in beta, so who knows what's going to happen. It's not released yet. But, yeah, that would be interesting if they could do that. I don't know if it's a DSP issue or if it's a slot issue. Like, how do they put it in there because there's not another slot? Or I don't know. Maybe there's coding that needs to be done that can make it happen. But I can definitely recommend it to them. I mean, like I said, so far, the one thing that I would like to see if I was a fly on the wall in there and I had to say, I'd be like, is there any way we could do spillover? You know, but if it takes too much DSP, I understand why you can't. It's not a deal breaker, but it's just one of those things I'd be like, it'd be kind of cool, you know? But either way, I'm happy with it.
James Florio says, remember when you did the first video on ToneX basically making fun of the hype?
Yeah.
He says, looking back now, even I'm like, well, damn.
Well, that was the thing. Some people thought I was ragging on ToneX. I wasn't. I was ragging on the hype. It was just like everybody acted like, you know, like they just saw Superman or something, and I was just laughing about it because I'm like, guys, can you y'all calm down? Like, it's a great product, but everyone's acting like it's like, oh, did you guys, you know, indoor plumbing? Like, really? Look at this wheel. You know, it's like I said, it's great, but I think sometimes YouTubers get a little carried away with the hype on stuff. It's kind of funny, and even the guys at ToneX were at IK Multimedia were laughing. They were like, "Dude, that was hilarious." They loved it. They thought it was funny because they knew I wasn't making fun of the product. I was just kind of taking shots at how much hype it had.
Flux has got to run. Have a great week.
Have a great week, dude. Thanks for joining us, man.
Dean Harkness says, ever been disappointed about learning the real lyrics of a song?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
It's 8:25. Do you want to play another song?
Yeah, let me... What do I have?
Blah, 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 blah.
You know, I got to relearn City Lights. I haven't played that in over a year on the channel. That's a tough one, man. I got to learn that one, and I'm working on some new ones.
Your album. Has it been a year?
It's been over a year, probably, since the album came out.
November-ish.
Yeah.
It's almost a year.
Yeah. Jeez, man. Yeah, anyways, let me see if I can get through the Sphinx. I haven't practiced that one.
So while he's playing, get your last questions and comments in, and we will be out after that.
Yep. All right, here we go, guys. There you go. There's one for you. I didn't have the phaser hooked up in here. There is a phaser in there, but I didn't dial that in for that song because I didn't know I was doing that tonight. But yep. And another thing, what was I going to say? There was something that was. Oh yeah. There's something else that was cool about this too. So like, when I switch presets, I have different delay settings, different delay levels, different tempos on the delay, and I also have different levels on the gate. So if I want to play like a solo and I want my dive bombs and my long singing notes to ring out longer, I can adjust the noise gate accordingly. So that's also a really cool thing on this as well. Just like other digital platforms, but now with the effects, you could do that here as well. So that was another thing I wanted to mention to you guys. So I think they kind of left no stone unturned with this update. I just think it's freaking amazing. And this is the beta version. I wonder what else it has, or maybe there's just some little fine-tuning things they're doing with it. I don't know, but we'll find out in, I don't know, November something. We'll find out. So
Matt W says the intro reminded him of Ugly Kid Joe. So
oh.
Dean Harkness says, I sent my daughter a link to that song, Tarzan Boy, and told her to listen to it on the way to work.
The Tarzan Boy. Nice.
Well, it has been another great Sunday night.
Hell
We've
yeah.
enjoyed reconnecting with you guys and listening to this amazing guitar player.
Oh, who? You can't be pointing. Oh, listen to you. Yeah, that's all fake. Do not. That is so fake.
Why is it fake? You are. You're an amazing guitar player.
Guitar player. As soon as we get done, she'd be like, oh my God, get me out of here. Where's the beer? Well, thanks for fake complimenting me in front of everybody. I appreciate it. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining us tonight. And it's been a pleasure sitting by this amazing co-host here that's just so awesome. No, we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us, seriously. And looking forward to seeing what everybody's comments are and how they like the update. I mean, I'm ecstatic about it. I think this is freaking awesome. And I hope I answered some questions and gave some good demonstrations tonight on what this thing will do. And this is just the tip of the iceberg of what's in there, you know. So yeah, check out some other videos too about it. I think you guys will really like this update. It's going to be awesome. So again, appreciate you guys being here. Thanks to all who've been purchasing the preset packs. I really appreciate that. It really does help keep the lights on here. I mean it. So it means a lot. Yeah. So I'll have some other videos coming up this week, and look forward to making those for you. And I hope you guys all have a great night. Like I always say, every day is a gift.
Thanks for sharing part of your gift with us. Have a great night. We'll see you next Sunday.
God bless you guys. Love you all.